What's up with it, man? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. It's another Polo Motivation, bro. Now, uh, in case you haven't known, or in case you don't know what's going on right now, Gunna, who's a part of YSL, and also Young Thug, who is a part of YSL. Both of these guys, man, uh, have been denied a bond now. With Young Thug, with Young Thug, he's having a discretion in terms of his lawyer. So there's a situation that's going on with his lawyer. So they didn't deny him any bond in terms of the preliminary hearing that had taken place. But Gunner has been denied bond for fear that he might tamper with pretty much witness tampering. Because when he has enough power, him and Thug apparently have enough power out in the city, which is no surprise to where they feel like they can be a threat to not only the possible jury if there is a trial, but also the innocent too as well. So he's been denied bond. Listen, hey, what's going on, y'all? What's up with it, BMK? I see you in the building. Gunna might sing though. Um, I didn't understand that one, BMK, but if you're still there, man, I didn't understand that. What's up with the True Viking Queen? I see you in the building. Now, what we got to understand, man, is I want people to understand that we're becoming the majority. Our people are the majority so far. I'm talking about my African brother, African American brothers and sisters, and my African brothers and sisters, man. All of my melanated people. We are the majority, and they fear that, right? So they're gonna use everything that they can, even if it's our own people, because the DA, she is an African American woman, but she wants to stop the violence and stop us from killing each other, which she has the right uh in her profession, the right mindset to do and everything. But I want to focus more so on the fight. I mean, Ghana might turn on them to take less time. Well, I'll put it to you like this, BMK. They're dealt they're dealt with the situation, like I said, and what I was leading to my point was that they're in the fight of their life. Okay, at one point, they had all the opportunity. Now, let's weigh the pros and cons. The pros, look, they had the money, they had the females in the strip club on the regular. Get any female that you want to. When we talk about in terms of women, because when you had the power, you had the money, and of course, you get the women as long and what all comes with that in terms of the materialistic side of things too as well. But also we got to look at it from this perspective too, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? With all of that comes more problems. It's like what Biggie said. God rest his soul. More money you get, the more problems it is. And the other pro to that too is that they were able to do stuff in the community. In terms of building. I think Thug had, he had put a grocery store in there for the less fortunate. Gunna had did some stuff, in terms of the schools, and then they did some stuff, in Turkey, bailing out some people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The cons to that though is that, man, when you live in that life and you affiliated with the streets and everything, and you trying to do both or whatever, and you say, you know what, nah, you got to realize about who you've hurt. You got to realize about who's jealous of you. You got to realize about who who might still be after you, who still might have a bone to pick with you, so to speak, who still might be, harboring all these bad feelings of ill will that want to take you out, possibly in any juncture, whether it's them seeing you in jail, whether it's them seeing you in the cast. Because let's just call it what it is. A lot of these guys, they have a lot of envious people that are after them, and some of them people are close to them. So BMK, it is funny that you do say that, because we are talking about 28 individuals, you know what I'm saying, and each one of them being charged, which multiplies into 56 or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, and we're talking about an 88-page indictment. Now, they are saying, and this was speculation, and leads to my other thing, man, is that they're gonna try to make them all, but despite all of the stuff that they've done for the community, the good that they've done for people, and all this other stuff, the court is going to try to make them look as bad as possible, man. They're going to try to make them look real, real messed up, really fucked up. I mean, they're putting, 50, the responsibility of 50 homicides on their head, including the murder, of Donovan Thomas Jr., which I already talked about, and also the weapons charges and stuff, and plus, to put the icing on the cake and the nail in the coffin, so to speak, is the lyrics. And these guys can use those lyrics against you. These guys can use the Instagram against you and everything. So they're in the biggest fight of their life now. Him ratting on other people, or them ratting on each other, and them doing all that other stuff. Look, their problems don't end there, because you got to think about what type of what could potentially happen if they do that. They got enough power. They're still gonna want to get their revenge somehow or some way. So in in my mind, I don't want that to take place. Look, you made the decision and do this. You made the decision to uh be affiliated with this. Okay, and I know that's not what some people want to hear. You said they're gonna make an example out of the guys. Well, that's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. They want to make an example out of them, because, like, all of this stuff that's been happening, whether it's people getting locked up, whether it's our people getting shot up in grocery stores, all this other stuff, that's what's being presented, that's what's being shown, but they don't want to show progress, and they don't want to show prosperity of our melanated people. They don't want to show anything good. That's what's being marketed. That's what makes them. That's what makes the media, and the Caucasian folks, a lot of the racist Caucasian folks out here, salivate at the mouth. It's mouth watering. It's mouth watering for them to put a black man under jail. It's mouth watering for them, for to see, 10 dead folks, innocent black lives being dead. It's I'm telling you, we have some selfish, sick people, and some of these people are in the highest positions, and they're trying to do everything that they can to where we don't have any reach, or we don't have any control over anything. In this situation right here, they don't have no control over anything. They don't have any control over anything. Now, here's my thing, all right? They had every opportunity to take what they have and use that as a positive. I mean, a full positive. You know, uh, you got to understand, man, that your life doesn't end, or your problems don't go away. Like I just said a whole minute ago, just because you have that money and everything. Look, your past is gonna follow you, and the people that you were affiliated with, or that you were cool with, or you had ties with, or whatever. If you're doing a lot of negative shit and you put that into the universe, you can't be surprised if that comes back, and that comes back to haunt you. And that's what I say. All of that, all of that positivity. Oh yeah, I've turned a new leaf and 360 and all that other stuff. That don't mean anything, especially with guys that are heartless and cold hearted. They don't care about none of that. If you owe them money, you owe them money. If they feel like you owe them a favor, they want to get that favor. You know, you were out here and you were living lavish, and I often think about, look, I don't want none of this to take place with Young Thug or with Gunna. If I was able to talk to them, because it's funny, I was on a panel, and shout out to Max Dame and the Ebony Star Network with Brother Speak and uh, Charlene and all of them. Salute to them, man. Go sub to their channel if you haven't subbed to them. But I was on that panel, man, and you know there was a situation where there was a mom, a woman. I don't know if she was a mom. I imagine she was a mother, but she was living in that community, and there were guys that were trapping, selling dope around there, and they had guns and everything. Youngsters couldn't have been no more than 22 years old. I think they were like around 18, 19, 20 years old or whatnot. And the thing about it is that she went on live and she said, if y'all don't get out of here, I've been doing this for y'all attracting attention. She was, she stood boldly, and let's just call it what it is. I mean, she didn't have any type of gun or anything like that. The only thing she had was a cell phone in her mouth and a strong will, and she stood up against them. Right now, the thing about it is that I had told them that my first intent wouldn't be to call the police or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm of the theory of where I come from, that if you call the police, a lot of that's not gonna make your problems any better. To actually make your problems worse or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And there's a way that you can handle those certain things. And what I was saying basically is that we instead of us going, look, we don't want our community damaged. We don't want a whole bunch of people shooting and killing each other. You know what I'm saying? And if you do, get the fuck from around me, because all that brings is more collateral damage and more pain and more anger and more suffering for a lot of families, and that's what you should not want. Even if you're a single woman or man out here in the life of your own, right? Now, what I was saying is that my approach would be much different. Okay, like my approach would be to pull those guys aside, share your experiences with those guys, and maybe talk to them and tell them, maybe invite them out to somewhere where they playing ball, or they doing something constructive or something like that. Where they're young, they're still young enough to they're under the age of 25 or whatnot. So when you're under the age of 25, you're still figuring out a lot of stuff. Even when you're 25, your mind is still maturating. So get them involved in something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it is pretty much boredom and excitement, and it's also what they see, what is captivating on social media. Oh, I got to be this way, or I got to be that way, you know, to gain popular, to gain the clout and everything like that. And you got to tell them, no, that's not the way to go before your first intent is to call the police or something like that. Because let's just call it what it is. Nowadays, you see what took place with Gunner and what took place with Young Thug. You see what taking place with them. They were all about revenge and retaliation and stuff like that. And look, that's the life that they live in, because you got to get back. That's like, okay, if you in an organization, you in a gang, you know what I'm saying? You with the mafia, whatever. You know, that's your that's your pretty much your life is uh people not liking you and you not liking somebody else or whatever, and it's all about competition and putting a stronghold on the competition or whatever. And retaliation is a must. That's their whole intent. So for them for them to retaliate or to get revenge or to go after, snuff out their enemies, stuff like that, that's of the norm. That's of the norm. So I say that because, okay, you got in the rap game, and you was in the streets and everything like that. You had to choose which one that you want. You got to choose which life that you want, because you can't do both. I mean, you could do both, but it's not going to pan out well, because they're going to try to get you legally. They're going to try to get you, streetwise. They're going to try to do everything that they can to pull you down and make sure that you don't have access to anything again, right? And a lot of people, they don't want to hear this. You know what I'm saying? When you tell people the truth, they don't want to hear that. They want they want the violence to keep on. They want the shooting and killing each other to keep on. They want more turmoil. Our black brothers being locked up. They want that to continue. They want that. They want more suffering. That's what they want. That's what they want. Y'all got to learn from this. Y'all got to learn from this, because the jury, if they go to trial, and especially if this becomes a fed case, it's over with. It's over with. It's absolutely over with. And you got to learn from this. Look, we got to stop. We got to understand that as far as us being, from financially speaking, shit, we're at the lower of the totem pole. Now, as far as us being able to take over, and in terms of population, and in terms of our people, we are the majority right now. So they're trying to, like I said, they're trying to take us out. We are the ones that and brother speak. I go on his live. Shout out to our brother speak. I was letting him know that we are we are the ones that they want to procreate with us. It's the white women that want to come and procreate with our black men, with our black men. You know what I'm saying? It's some of the white guys that want to procreate with our black women. And they're trying to destroy that. There's a lot of jealousy against us. There's a lot of anger against us because we're talented. We have the know-how, we have the brains, we have the smarts, we have the natural gifts. And that's why, like, I tell people, your first intent shouldn't want to be uh, a rapper or you know you want to do something that's going to be realistic because yes, you can play. I encourage everybody to play sports. Whether it's basketball, football, whatever you play, whatever you choose. Track. You know, uh, whatever, volleyball. Yes, but what you truly want to do, and also have a several backup plans as to what you want to do. Because in case that doesn't work out, then you can have something. You can have something else, and if that doesn't work out, then you could lean on something else. But see, we don't think like that. We're taught to think, oh, okay, yeah, we're gonna put all of our peas in one pot, and unfortunately, a lot of us are thinking like that in terms of the streets, especially in terms of the women. And it's a sad thing that's going on with Gunna and with Young Thug. Now, I will say this: do I believe that there might possibly be some positives that may arise from this? Absolutely. But if it is positive, this right here, from this, if they happen to get an opportunity, uh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if they happen to get an opportunity to get a second chance, dog, right now, and look, I know some people gonna say, look, if I'm Young Thug, I would quit rap, and I would do, I would be on my Gucci, I would be on my Gucci man shit, right? Like when Gucci man, when Guwap had got out of jail, when he got out of prison, you had people thinking that, oh yeah, well he was a clone and all this other stuff, which I think is bullshit. I don't think he wasn't no clone or anything. People, of course, people gonna say that. See, that's the thing. Our society is so programmed to they want a motherfucker to get out of jail or get out of prison and come out looking fucked up and you know worse than what he did when he got in or whatever. Nah, that's not the case. That's really not what you. That's not when you go to prison. And I know for my guys that's been in prison and everything and have lived that life, and of course we got guys in there right now. It's not an easy situation to deal with. However, people have made it, and they'll tell you, you're supposed to come in there to be rehabilitated, and you're supposed to either. I was always told, go to prison, you either gonna come out strong or smart or both. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're really supposed to come out. So a guy, we're so programmed to think that, okay, yeah, he's supposed to go into the system, and then automatically he's supposed to be coming out looking all fucked up, all psychologically fucked up and everything like that. Nah, because I had a family member. two family members that went into the system. One of them was locked up for nearly 30 years, and now he came out, and you would think that okay, yeah, he's gonna be begging for money and all this other stuff. Nope, that wasn't the case. Got right out, got on. He got on his A game. You know, he got on his A game. What's up with it, Jason Murphy? I see you in the building. He got on his A game. Was able to get him a car. It was a used car, but he, kept it clean. It was in his name. Got him a decent job. Got him a place. Of course, it took him a little bit and everything. And now he's all about family. All about family. And we talking about, you know, a hardcore street nigga. A hardcore street nigga. Same thing with another family member, and he was in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out of jail. The family lost hope for him, but I never lost hope for him. My mom, she would tell me, "Oh yeah, well, he, he's locked up again and all this other stuff." I was like, "Nah, he'll turn it around eventually." But see, I don't know. I guess like I was always taught not to turn my back on the ones that you truly care about, and the ones that you got love for, and the ones that you love. You know what I'm saying? The ones that you'll do anything for. Don't turn your back on them. Give the shirt off of your back for them. Now, of course, if they fuck you over, okay, that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like in terms of what a person has done in society or whatever, unless you, unless you, you know, unless you kill somebody, kill an innocent person or something like that, or uh, you traumatized a person, from when it comes to abuse, from a sexual perspective, or you've arred somebody, or you with the p word or something like that, then you don't deserve a second chance. Not in my eyes. Not in my eyes. Now everybody else it might be different. Oh well, he deserves a second chance. Not for me, because to me there's some things that fall in the same line as you know you know taking somebody out that's innocent. You know what I'm saying? And I just leave it at that. Those people, they deserve to suffer, just like that person is gone and no longer here. They're no longer here to live their life. Just like that family is suffering. They can't have no parties with this individual no more. They can't possibly see this person have a wedding. They can't see this person uh be they can't see this person they can't see this person maturate. If they were young, they can't see this person evolve. Person they can't see this person grow from, maybe they probably had went through a struggle or a bad time, and then they were able to arise from it, because that's a beautiful thing too as well. That person don't get a second chance. You actually get a second chance. You still breathing. And to me, that's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair to the family. That's not fair to other individuals. So we have to, you got to put it like that. Like that guy. Now, when it, okay, what I was saying earlier, right? And I know I'm all over the place, but this is what I wanted to say too. I wouldn't go after the little niggas that's out there, uh, selling drugs, gang banging, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because and really, I should just say, selling, out there trapping or whatever. Because some of those guys, man, they just need guidance. They need somebody to, you know, take them under the wing or whatever. They don't have that. They don't have that male figure. Or and for the females, they probably don't have, you know, their both, their parents aren't, around or something like that. And surprisingly, some of the parents are around. They just choose not to fly straight, but they need somebody to kind of, so to speak, scare them straight, literally, right? So I'm gonna go after the one and lock the motherfucker up that's going in there in the grocery store and shooting innocent people and just doing hate shit like that. Those are the people that you want to lock under the jail and stuff like that. Now, in terms of, Young Thug and Gunna and stuff like that, look, you make your bed, you lie in it. I always say that, okay? And they had an opportunity to stop doing what they do, and unfortunately, like when you talk that shit on the record, and when you say that shit on, in your bars and all that other stuff, believe it or not, your fans are holding you to that, and they'll get on social media, they'll get on Twitter, they'll get on Facebook, they'll get on any social media platform, and because they'll be like, ah man, we thought such and such was real. We thought that we thought that he was, he was gutter. Man, it turns out, man, he's a fraud and all this other stuff because, maybe your music is just entertainment, but, really, you're not really even about that life. You might be the complete opposite in everything. And that's why, like, a lot of people, they had a lot of respect for a guy like Will Smith because he was trying to listen. He wasn't trying to portray that he was gangster or that he was hood or, or any of that. Man, he made music that catered to, that everybody could listen to pretty much. And, of course, people were like, ah, man, this is cheesy and stuff like that. But guess what? Wasn't nobody, trying to run up on him, or wasn't nobody calling him fake or anything like that. They're just like, hey, that's Will Smith, and he stayed in that lane. And more importantly, he didn't have a past that was coming to, catch up with him. Now there might have been some, of course, everybody got some drama. Everybody got they selected negativity that goes on in their life, but it wasn't at the magnitude of what you're seeing right here when it comes to Gunner and Thugger. Now look, they human beings. They're human beings, but at the same token, they had every opportunity not to do that. Look, when you get in a bag like that, when you get in a bag like that, and that's what trips me out about some of these guys. Like, why you want to sit there and you want to gang bang when you become rich? Why you want to? It's like certain rappers they'll start banging as soon as they turn, they get in a different tax bracket or something like that. Man, that's one of the reasons why you was banging, so that, and some of the guys is in it for different reasons, but some guys was banging just so that they could get rich and then go ahead and then retire and get up out of there. Not the opposite. Or then, like, when it comes to, just trapping or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you gonna sit up there and you want to trap when you make a substantial amount of money where you could be well off and you could pretty much take care of a family for generation depending on how you invest your money right. That's what we gotta ask ourselves a question. So they already looking at us as if we're ass backwards. Listen, they're gonna look at you ass backwards regardless. They're gonna look at you ass backwards when you go and you go file tax, or if file in person or whatever, file taxes for your business. They're gonna look at you ass backwards when you might be, selling, selling something or whatever in terms of your business. They're gonna look at you ass backwards when you attend. You have to go to the go and go file some stuff for your business in your city. They're gonna look at you ass backwards when sometimes you might be the only black motherfucker there, right? In a room full of white folks and stuff, and they gonna look at you ass backwards because you're doing something in which a lot of us aren't uh, aren't trained to do, aren't conditioned to do. You understand what I'm saying? But they're gonna look at you ass backwards regardless. So don't give them even more of a chance to look at us ass backwards. Now they looking at us ass backwards because of, okay, they're gonna be like, well, damn, weren't you rich? Why you doing this shit if you're rich or whatever? You supposed to be taking that money and supposed to be investing. They're gonna look at you ass backwards when you're trying to invest. They're gonna look at you ass backwards when you're trying to do uh when you're trying to promote positivity. They're gonna look at you ass backwards when you want to set up a nonprofit organization and you got the money to do it and you want to build a building or something, or you want to rent that building out or something like that. They you understand what I mean? Like, these people, they're gonna look at you ass backwards, even whether you doing good or whether you are fall flat on your ass. They're gonna look at you ass backwards when you're eating right and you're doing everything that you can to be healthy. They're gonna look at you ass backwards when you're trying to promote a good education for your kids, and you want them to go. They're gonna look at you ass backwards when you're trying to get your African American kids into a private school. You know, so man, we got to learn from this. We got to learn from this. Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications. Till then, man, I'll get at y'all later.